Altavilla. He is Hot Hardware editor-in-chief. Dave, let me start with you. What's the number one thing to look for here?
The number one thing to look for with Apple, obviously, in terms of earnings, well, it's an interesting thing. We're talking about a situation here where we're probably going into a traditional Apple cycle where customers are holding off buying iPhones right now. So numbers are going to come in a little bit soft to flat, and they're anticipating the next generation iPhone. That's the next big thing that we're looking at for the September-October timeframe.
Jonathan, what's the number one thing that you're looking for? Is it unit sales in terms of handsets? Is it revenue, earnings? What are you looking for? A forecast?
It's certainly whether they beat the forecast, and also, as I just alluded to, what does the forecast look like for the iPhone 8?
Okay,
You know,
let me stop you right there because the numbers are coming in. Hold that thought. Let's go to Connell. Connell, what do you see?
All right, seeing better than expected figures right off the bat, Melissa, for Apple, and that in the most recent quarter means earnings, and this is on an adjusted basis, of $1.67 a share. That's 10 cents better than what Wall Street was looking for, so that's a good figure. Now, on the revenue side of the equation, they are also better than expected at $45.41 billion. Wall Street was looking for under 45. Now, that is the most recent quarter. For Apple, it's Q3, their third quarter. Now, what, as the guys were alluding to, is even more important is what are they saying about the future? How are they guiding us to this all-important iPhone 8 period? And that, too, I got to tell you, looks pretty good. What they're doing here is giving us a range for fourth quarter revenue. And they're saying, Apple, that that range is going to be between $49 billion and $52 billion. The low end of that range is the estimate. In other words, what Wall Street's looking for is around 49. That's what we've heard. They're saying they could get up as high as 52. So the read in there is that if you were wondering, you know, with this iPhone, this next iPhone that everybody keeps hyping up, the iPhone 8, would it be on time? Would it be delayed? If you're reading between the lines, if they're guiding that high, it leads you to believe they're most likely, you know, running on all cylinders, that things are going maybe a little bit better than expected.
That's amazing, that revenue number, given that it is anticipation of this anniversary new phone coming out in the next quarter. So you would think that no one would be out there buying a phone that would hurt it. So that's pretty amazing. Connell, thank you for that. Okay. Some people are practically glued to their iPhones, but what would it take to get them to switch phones? Our producers hit the streets to find out.
What would it take for you to give up your Apple iPhone?
Right off the top of my head, a lot of money.
Better phone? Other phones would just have to be cheaper. I don't know, I'm kind of addicted, so it'd have to be a lot.
There will be nothing that I could switch. I love my iPhones. I really love it.
I absolutely don't think I would get rid of my iPhone. I don't think there's anything that they could possibly do.
Dave, what do you think about that? I mean, they've created a whole ecosystem. If you're someone like myself where you're taking pictures, you're taking videos, you're doing all kinds of things, you're on social media, you're not part of the group if you're not on an iPhone. There's tons of things you can't do in a group if you're not on the iPhone with everyone else. Do they have us captured and cornered?
Oh, I think they've done a very good job of keeping folks in their ecosystem. Absolutely, absolutely. That's Apple's strength. But when you think about what's coming with the next generation iPhone 8, there are a lot of upgrades that could entice people across the aisle to purchase, and that would be a better display. We have heard rumors, an OLED display, organic LED display, which is a much higher brightness, better saturation, higher contrast display type with thinner bezels. We're expecting that, so making better use of that display area. Some good bells and whistles coming into the iPhone 8, as well as even things like facial recognition. So some cutting-edge technology coming online. We're hearing as well some rumors.
President
critically for jobs as well.
Indeed.
Gentlemen, good stuff. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, so